What's up, guys? It's John here. Amateur News today, May 5th, 2021. Happy Cinco de Mayo. If I were to ask you what the actual holiday is for Cinco de Mayo, would you guess it was the Mexican Independence Day? If you did, you're wrong. Stay tuned. We'll get to the history of Cinco de Mayo. Also, if you are a Gen X or millennial lady, your version of the Golden Girls have just got back together. We'll talk more on that later. And also, billionaire weddings falling apart left and right. Cinco de Mayo is a Mexican holiday, but somehow it has been adopted into American culture and lore as a day to drink very cheap margaritas, wear sombreros, and hit piñatas. How did we get here? I'm not really sure. But according to USA Today article, May 5th marks the Mexican Army's victory over France at the Battle of Puebla during the Franco-Mexican War in 1862. Mexicans' Independence Day is actually celebrated on September the 16th. A 2018 survey by nationaltoday.com showed that only 10% of Americans actually know the true reason behind the holiday. Most people drinking in bars have no idea that it's celebrating the strength and the power of the resilience of the Mexican people to overcome invaders who were trying to take their land, said Alexandro Gradilla, associate professor of Chicana and Chicano studies at California State University, Fullerton. It is a celebration of will over might. For on May 5th, 1862, in Puebla de Los Angeles, a small town in eastern central Mexico, 6,000 French troops faced 2,000 Mexican soldiers at daybreak, and by evening, the Mexicans had claimed victory. Ergo, pale people in the United States need to go drink margaritas and get really hammered. I don't know how we got there, but Cinco de Mayo ultimately is a holiday that was originally celebrated as a resistance to show the mighty forces that Mexico will not fall. They have pride. They are strong. They are their own independent nation. And somehow it became Americanized. As to how it became Americanized, there's no exact point when deals on beer and cheap Mexican food in grocery stores became a thing. However, American beer companies Anheuser-Busch, Coors, and Miller spent nearly $38 million in the 1980s in Hispanic advertising that contributed to the commercialization of the holiday. So ultimately, as you're out partying, just remember that this day was won over a war. People died. There's a lot of history into the buildup of that day. I really highly suggest you go look up the history of Cinco de Mayo. Yes, go enjoy yourself. Definitely have fun. I'm not saying just be somber. No, enjoy yourself. At the same time, understand the reason why today is a holiday. Moving on to lighter news, and speaking of pale people, 25 years to the release of the date of the song Do You Want to Be My Lover by the Spice Girls. They are actually in talks, according to the website NME.com, that 4 members of the band, Jerry Horner, Ginger Spice, Melanie C., Sporty Spice, Mel Burton, Scary Spice, and Emma Button, Baby Spice, have all approached the screenwriter about devising a follow-up to their 1997 film. They're also talking about getting Posh involved. While the singers have gotten together in the past at times like the Olympics in London, now they want to do a big celebration and a movie for the 25th anniversary of Do You Want to Be My Lover, which, my God, I can't believe that was 25 years ago. I was still in high school, and I remember when that song came out. And for all of you Gen Z people, it was a different time. And back then, those girls were the bee's knees. Let's just put it like that. And now they are all grown. They've had families. They all got kids. So seeing a reboot of them should be very interesting. Speaking of 1990s all-female cast getting back together, the cast of Sex and the City are actually coming back together to do a reboot, minus Samantha, whom I don't know who that is. I never really watched the show. I was around women who absolutely loved the show, but Samantha won't be there, so if that breaks your heart, I'm sorry. Apparently also, Mr. Big will not be there. However, Aiden, the furniture man, will be there, and I guess that's big news. Also, the show, to be more inclusive, is adding 6 new characters, all of which are people of color. 3 of those individuals will be series regulars who will also be women. And though no release date has been announced, the production will begin in late spring 2021. So for all you people who love 90s ladies all casts with the Spice Girls and Sex in the City, well, here you go. You're about to have a sequel to Spice World, which I'm pretty sure is going to be bigger than any Marvel movie. And I'm pretty sure the interest is definitely still there for Sex in the City. We'll see how it goes. Let me know your feeling on this. Tell me what I'm missing about the reboot of the Spice Girls and Sex in the City, because personally, I'm not trying to be mean, but for me, I don't get it. And lastly, I want to talk about the Bill and Melinda Gates split. They both have hired superstar attorneys, 2 of which helped negotiate the split of Jeff Bezos and Mackenzie Scott, according to reports on a CNBC article, which will be linked down below. Bill Gates, co-founder and former CEO of Microsoft, and his wife Melinda French Gates announced their split on Twitter Monday after 27 years of marriage, which I guess goes to show that over time the engine wears out, man. You can't do it anymore. But for those who are able to hang in there or just are so damned annoyed with each other that just can't leave one another, well, bravo to you. Bill and Melinda Gates can't do it. So when they say money can't buy happiness, well, here's an example of billions of dollars not buying happiness. When looking at the petition for the divorce filed on Monday by Melinda Gates at King County Superior Court in Seattle, Washington, their marriage was irretrievably broken. It also showed they didn't sign a prenuptial agreement, which is a contract signed before getting married to specify the division of assets should a marriage fail. Instead, the divorce paper showed the Gates had signed a separation agreement to divide their assets, so I'm assuming that while together they came up with a plan and said, I'm taking this, you're taking that, and that's going to be it. So why they're getting divorced? No one really knows, just only they can know, but it's really sad. I've gotten divorced before. It really sucks. If you have been divorced or know someone has been divorced, tell me your story. Was it rough? Did you have a prenuptial agreement? Was there enough money to have a prenuptial agreement? What's your story? And how did you get there? Whereas Bill and Melinda Gates basically came from him working out of a hotel room, them getting married, becoming, Microsoft rich, creating the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, to now being divorced and really just going to pretty much ride off into the sunset by themselves. I wish them well, I really do, but c'est la vie. Anyways, thank you for stopping by. I hope you had a great day. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Drink responsibly and take care.